All right. What to pack for basic training? Let's talk about it. So over making a few videos and reading your guys' comments, I've noticed that most of you guys are like leaving for basic training, leaving from basic training, like just getting to AIT, things like that. So I just wanted to make like a quick thing for people leaving to basic training. I think I might start making more videos about basic training and how that experience was for me. Not a good one, by the way. But today in this video, I wanted to go over a packing list, because whatever packing list your guys' recruiter gave you guys, throw it out. It's garbage. I guarantee it. My recruiter told me to pack a bunch of stuff. I didn't use any of it. Half the stuff I couldn't have. Half the stuff I didn't want. It was dumb. Most of the stuff actually like didn't even last me. Wasn't my fault of my recruiter. My recruiter was awesome, but it was the fault of whoever was telling them what we could have at basic training and what we couldn't. So the first thing that I would suggest past packing is full size shampoo and soap. Full size. So when they told me to pack, they were like, yeah, man, you got to get the little travel bottles. You're going to be fine with those. They'll give you soap. They'll give you all this stuff. No, dude. Especially like, so they give you a little time when you leave reception to buy some stuff and then take it to basic training with you. And I don't know if a lot of people are like me in this sense, but I have kind of sensitive skin. And like the soap and everything like that, it was awful. You're allowed to have a full-size thing of soap. And I really wish I would have known that. And shampoo as well. And that was actually two of the first things that I got sent to me was soap and shampoo. Because I was like, I can't do this crap. Like it was a Dial. It was Dial soap. So I mean, I guess if you use Dial or like Irish Spring, like you don't really have to bring anything. But there's that. The second thing, bring your phone, bring a phone charger. I know some people are like, leave your phone at home, whatever. Some recruiters will tell you that you're never able to use your phone. You're not. It's not the same idea as like a lot of people have with basic, is like, oh, I can never use my phone, or I can use my phone all the time. When I was in basic training, we got like 3 phone calls, but our phones were locked away for the most part. And I'm glad I had my charger. That's the one thing I'm really glad I had, because had I not had that, I mean, obviously your phone's locked up in a case. So it's not like the battery is just going to stay on the whole time. Like it's going to die out. So bring a phone, bring a charger. The third thing that I would suggest is Q-tips. Q-tips were very useful. It was one of those things, like I know you can buy like those little like 100 packs or 1,000 packs, whatever, a bunch of Q-tips for just a couple bucks at like CVS, Walgreens, wherever you go. Buy them and bring them, because you're going to be doing it for weapons cleaning and things like that. You're going to need them. Also, you know, who knows if your ears get clogged up? I know they say don't use them, but like they say a lot. The fourth thing is black socks. You can bring black socks and you don't have to look like a dweeb at PT in the mornings. Like you don't have to wear these white high socks and everything like that. Bring some black socks. It's actually funny. My specific drill sergeant, she had like this long running thing. I don't trust people who wear white socks. So, you know, if you want to look a little better, bring some black socks. Bring a watch, because most people ended up buying like this dinky little watch at the PX. And when I say the PX, it's not like a normal PX. It's literally like a basic training PX. And the thing was garbage. It's a little like US Army watch, whatever. Don't bring these. Don't bring an Apple Watch. Bring just a little watch, something like a little Casio, something like that. I could probably dig mine up and like show it in a future video, but I had it. It worked great, and it was nice. The other thing, bring deodorant, full size deodorant. I would actually probably bring 2 or 3 deodorants. That's something that, you know, again, you can buy at the PX. They will let you buy that at the little PX and not PX, but not a lot of options, not great options. A lot of the stuff people were getting, it was chafing their armpits. It wasn't fun to use. So get deodorant that you've been using for a while, that you can trust and everything like that, and use that. Toothbrush, full-size toothpaste, same thing. Don't bring a travel-size toothbrush. Also, don't bring like some big toothbrush that like needs to be plugged in and everything like that. Just bring a dinky little toothbrush that you can get at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, wherever you're at. Bring that, because it'll help out. This one is, you can bring it, you don't have to bring it, but I'm a very spiritual person. I'm a very religious person. So I brought my Bible. That was an absolute blessing that I brought my Bible. That was something that I turned to every single day I was reading. And if you forget it, they will provide Bibles, but they're just not the same. Especially if you have a Bible that you care about. I wouldn't necessarily bring like your nicest Bible or anything like that, because you will be in the field. But bring a Bible, especially if you're religious, or a Quran or whatever religious text you have. Bring it, because basic training can get very tough, and that will give you some peace of mind. You know, you can go look at some scripture, you can read some Psalms, you can read some Romans, like things like that, and it'll ease your mind, it'll ease your soul, it'll help you get through. The next thing, batteries, probably D batteries, because I don't know if you guys are anything like me. You guys plan on writing a lot of letters. You guys planned on just sending everything to everybody. But that was me. Like when I went into PX, I'm pretty sure I dropped like $200 on paper and pens alone. Like I was writing every single day, because basic can get very stressful, and it will get very stressful, and it will get very overwhelming. Especially those 2 weeks. I know COVID's calmed down a little bit, but those first 2 weeks we were in a yellow phase. And that was basically 2 weeks of quarantine before we started actual basic training. So for that 2 weeks, it's really just stuff like remembering the Soldier's Creed, the Army song, ranks, things like that. And batteries, I digress. I went off point a little bit. But batteries were good, because when you're up at night, you can clip your little flashlight up on the bunk, and you can sit there and you can write all night. Obviously, you're probably going to be too tired to do it, but if you're really planning on staying up, you really want to write people, you really care about these people you're writing, bring some batteries so your flashlight doesn't die. Some lotion. I suggest bringing lotion if you got dry skin. I didn't really have to worry about it too much, but I know a lot of people were like stressing heavily over lotion. There will be an opportunity where you can buy some in the future, but I mean, once you get to basic, you're probably not going to the PX for like the first 2 weeks, and you don't want to be out of any of this stuff, like the Q-tips, the shampoo, the toothpaste, stuff like that. You don't want to be out of it. And it's also something like, if you can buy it cheap at home, buy it cheap at home, because once you're there, it's not like you're at the PX, and it's not the most expensive thing in the world, but if you can get it somewhere else for cheaper, like you have more options. You can get stuff like say you wanted a shampoo or a soap brand that, like, say you wanted Dove. It's not like that's gonna be there for you. Say you wanted a specific scent of Dove, that's probably not gonna be there for you at the PX. You got like 2-3 options, and that's it. So if you get ashy, if you get itchy, things like that, bring some lotion, man. You'll be all right. Another thing was a notebook. I suggest, honestly, I would bring like 2 or 3 notebooks, and I would bring some pens. That the reason for that is, obviously, I said, like, I like to write. That will really help you. I would also actually suggest bringing some envelopes. Maybe not like a $200. Like I did. I literally bought a thing of envelopes that had 200 envelopes in it, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it did get crushed up when you have to like put everything in your little laundry bags and run out and go to basic and all this other stuff from reception. Keep in mind, you are gonna be carrying all this. You are going to be carrying all this until you get to basic, and then you can set it up in your locker and everything. And the thing with that is, make it look nice, make it look presentable. You don't want, if you have toothpaste and things like that, you want something you can easily put there and it's going to look presentable. So notebooks, pens, and envelopes. That's something you can also keep in your personal drawer. They're not going to check your personal drawer as often, if at all. 1 pair of civilian clothes. So this is actually important. So when you go to MEPS or whatever, right, you're going to have, maybe your recruiter's going to tell you dress nice, dress like real nice. I'm talking like dress shirt, pants, like, I can't think of what it's called, blazer, like all that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. These are the clothes that you're going to be wearing when you leave basic. So like, so we had buddy day. We didn't have like a family day where our friends and family could come out and see us and everything like that because of COVID. So we had buddy day where we could go walk off and do our thing. Come to think of it, actually, we couldn't even wear our civilians for that. But when we left, we were able to wear our civilians, and we only had 1 pair of civilians. So whatever you go into MEPS with is what you're going to be wearing when you leave basic. And given you can go to the PX, they're going to offer you a bunch of stuff when you're at basic training, and they're going to offer you, oh, you can get a battalion shirt, a battalion sweatshirt, stuff like that. I don't know. I hated basic training. Like, I didn't want any of that. I didn't want my name on my shirt. I didn't want any of that. So I had the clothes that I came in with, and I suggest you guys do the same. And just a little trick with it. So I know your clothes are gonna be sitting there in like a bag for two months. They're gonna be sitting there in a bag, and it might not smell the best when you get back. So like what you need to do is take some dryer sheets and just put them in between the clothes, and it'll keep them smelling fresh. Fold them nice, make sure they're all right, and you'll be all right there. The other things that I definitely suggest you bringing are 2 locks. I suggest you bringing 2 locks. It doesn't really matter if they have a key on them or not, but if they do have a key, keep that key on you at all times. Because if you don't keep that key on you, not only are you opening yourself up for people to steal your stuff, but you're opening yourself up to losing that key, and then they're gonna have to cut those locks off, and then you're not gonna have a lock. It's not gonna be fun. So I really do suggest a combo lock. Maybe even something that you can just like, you pick the combo on it, like instead of the twisting one, you just like have the numbers or whatever. Do something like that. It's gonna make everything a lot easier, especially when they rush you out. Maybe you're getting evicted or something like that, and they're like, hey, get everything out, you got 5 minutes, or you're getting smoked, stuff like that. It makes it a lot easier when you can just go, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, versus like, oh, I gotta turn, and like, you know what I mean? So I suggest a lock like that. It'll save you time. The next thing I suggest, $50. Bring $50 in cash if you can. If you can't, it's definitely not a necessity, but I definitely suggest having cash. Obviously there's things like people will bring stuff in and like sell things, which you're not supposed to do. And I don't condone that, but it is a thing. The other thing with that is when you go to the PX, you're gonna have $50 on you. And when you originally go there, there's a chance that you're not gonna be getting paid properly. There's always that chance that you're not gonna be getting paid properly. And to really go get paid properly, it's not an easy thing to do, because when you get to basic training, they have every single thing you do scheduled out. Like they know when you're eating, they know when you're sleeping, they know when you're going to ruck, when you're going to PT, they know everything. And you're really not going to deviate too far from that schedule. So what you need to do is you need to make sure you have some cash on you. So just in case my pay isn't going through right, just in case I'm getting paid too little, or like, I guess you're not really going to complain if you get too much, but in case you're getting paid too little, something like that, where you can't afford things like, hey, ran out of soap, but I'm not getting paid, so what do I do now? Have the $50 in cash. I would definitely suggest keeping it in your personal bag. I would suggest keeping it locked up so that people can't just come steal it. I wouldn't suggest telling anybody that you have it, but I would have it. The next thing, I'm actually not sure how this is going to work out. So they let us have it in basic training. Like we could get it from the PX, we could get it sent to us, things like that. But it was one of those things that they looked for when we went into reception, and they were like, hey, if you guys have this, chuck it. And that's Icy Hot and Vicks Vapor Rub. A lot of people, for whatever reason, you're there for 10 weeks. So there is an opportunity for you guys to get sick. There is an opportunity for you guys' muscles to cramp up and everything like that. And most likely your muscles will cramp up. But having some Icy Hot, having some Vicks Vapor Rub, it will help. And another thing is, these things will help keep you up. I'm not gonna lie. Like say you're pulling Fire Guard and it's 3 a.m, you gotta be up at 5, and like you're sitting there on Fire Guard, and these people are about to walk in and they're about to make sure everything's good, and you can't get caught being asleep. Honestly, man, you can just sit there with some Icy Hot, just sniff it real fast. Woo, all right, woke the senses up, I'm good to go, let's go. It helps in a lot of different ways. The next thing I would suggest the next thing I would suggest bringing is stamps, dude. Bring stamps. It's one of those things that when you have stamps, you can send letters. When you don't have stamps, you can't send letters. Simple as that. They, again, sell them at the PX, but all of this stuff is on their pricing. So you got to understand that. It's not like you have multiple stores to go to. It's not like you have multiple ways of getting stamps. I mean, you can get some sent to you, but how are you going to get some sent to you if you didn't have stamps to begin with, so nobody knows you need stamps? I would definitely suggest bringing stamps. Just keep it with your little notebook, with your little pens or whatever. Bring them, though. The last thing, and this is for people like me, I got a little bit of a sweet tooth, right? So with that, I love getting sugar-free cough drops. The thing about it is you have to make sure they're sugar-free. If they are not sugar-free, you cannot have them. But it's one of those things, like when you're in basic, you're not allowed to have candy, you're not allowed to smoke, you're not allowed to drink. There's things like that. So on a ruck march, man, you're tired, you're bored, whatever it is, boom, you have a cough drop. It's a sugar-free cough drop. It tastes good. It brings a little bit of happiness into your life because your life ain't gonna be too happy when you're there. And or at least that wasn't the case for me. I know a lot of people do have an amazing experience at basic, and I don't want to downplay that. It can be very fun at times, but that's definitely something I would suggest bringing. If you guys think of anything else, let me know in the comments. Obviously, like the video, show more people this video if you can. But those are definitely things that you should bring to basic training. And yeah, that's it. I mean, if you're going off in a couple months, you're going off in a couple weeks, let me know. If you guys have any questions, if you guys want me to go over anything in future videos, let me know. I'm here to help you guys, man. This is the future. These are the people coming into the Army. I want to make sure you guys are comfortable coming in. And a lot of this stuff can go both ways, like Air Force, Marines, all that stuff. It can go both ways. But this, specifically for the Army, these are amazing things to have, especially at basic training. All right, I will catch you guys on the next video.